everybody out there, this is Popular Stranger and we are back at you again today with another Madden 21 Ultimate Team video. It is the very first episode of MUT recap for Madden 21. Apologies for the delays, but if you're new here, if you've never seen the series, never watched it in past years, this is what we do every Monday. Typically Monday mornings, running a little bit behind schedule today, but that's okay because I'm just happy that this series is here and ready to go. Basically, we're just going to be recapping the week of MUT in Madden 21 and Madden Ultimate Team, and primarily going through gameplay talk, talking about Weekend League experiences. I love doing this video and this series, and I'm excited to bring it back. So here we go. We're going to start off, as always, with our Weekend League and gameplay discussion. Now, they changed it up on me a little bit this year. Normally, when I do the video this late in the day, there's still the screen where I can show you guys like my schedule or all my games won and lost and whatnot. But I actually had to sort by monthly. Because it was the first Weekend League, it works out for me, but I had to sort by monthly to show you guys how many wins I got and yada yada yada. So 16 wins. I would say I'm pretty disappointed. Coming into Weekend League, I thought I was playing very, very well. Like, I think I'm much better at this year's game than last year's game by far, and I was really shooting for between 18 and 20 wins. But we definitely had luck not on our side in a couple different situations. So you guys probably, the majority of you watching this video, or the majority of you that played Weekend League, probably had a disconnect or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 throughout Weekend League. They were running rampant. I don't know if it was an issue with EA's servers. I don't know if it's just a cheating type glitch, because there is somebody out there on Xbox, apparently a competitive player. So a lot of pro players tweeting about this today. There's a known guy who basically went 25-0, but he's on video several times disconnecting other opponents that were going to beat him or that were beating him. So I'm sure there's glitches and scummy ways out there to get wins, and I don't know how many of you maybe lost because of that versus how many of you lost because of the EA servers. I got 2 disconnect losses, but I don't know what they came from. The first one, I can confidently say my internet dropped. Unfortunate, very unfortunate. It was a game where I was in control and I think up 7 with the ball late in the game, and everything just dropped, and it was extremely frustrating. Other than that, the second one, I don't know what happened, to be honest. I was streaming. Shout out to everybody that came through all the streams throughout the entire weekend. We broke 800 subs on Twitch. It's just been so much support on Twitch. I can't even believe it, and I love it, and I'm so happy you guys come and hang out with me and watch me be a little bit above mediocre in this game. It's a lot of fun. But last night, trying to finish up Weekend League, going into the fourth quarter, I get up to get a beer as I let the time expire, going into the fourth quarter, come back to see a disconnect screen. I don't know what happened. I didn't lose internet that time. Somebody said my stream dropped for like a quick second, so I don't know if I got like IP booted or something. I don't know, because it came right back on. It wasn't like the same time. But of course, I got 2 losses for that. And then, you know, when you get a loss when you don't feel like you're supposed to, you play frustrated and annoyed. And that ran into 2 games where I had 2 fumbles in the fourth quarter. Like 2 fumbles in 2 games back to back. Not 2 total, but 4 total in the fourth quarter, in games where I was up 7 when the first fumble happened. One of them was I was literally scrambling with Lamar Jackson. I go to slide at the 1-yard line. So I was probably going to score that drive and go up 14 in the fourth. And instead of sliding, he dives. Listen, I know how to slide. I've done it a million times. The mechanic just is not smooth. It's very broken. But normally, I never have this problem with quarterbacks. It's just anybody else but quarterbacks. Quarterbacks seem to slide the way they're supposed to by double tapping dive or square or X. And it just didn't happen for me. Lamar got popped. The guy picked up the fumble, ran it back, and it was just like everything went downhill. So that was the game that would have got me, I think, 17 wins. And I just got, 16. I got stuck on 15 and all this BS started happening. We clutched it out to get our 16 win in the last game, but it was definitely frustrating on my part. You guys got to let me know, how was your Weekend League down below in the comment section. How many games did you win? What types of gameplay things were you having problems with? Were there glitches that you came across? I can say this, I didn't like lose to the same thing multiple times, so there was just players that may have been better than me, and that's okay. Sometimes you just got to accept that. You know, one guy was I-forming me to death with Barry Sanders, and I didn't figure out how to stop it until like the fourth quarter. So that's a game where I learned a lesson. I lost the game, but I learned a lesson. It seems like 3-3-5 wide 9 is pretty good against I-form and outside runs. So if you guys can use that tip, shout out to my guy Greatest for providing me with that info. That might help you guys out, maybe win you a game or two. I had one game against a guy who I looked on the leaderboards and ended up winning, I think, 19. And our game went all the way to overtime. I was in field goal range or on the edge of it, and I think I threw a bad pick on a 4th down play where I probably could have kicked it. If I remember correctly, actually, I think it was a drag that Lamar missed. That's the one thing I got to complain about. Lamar Jackson misses on drag, like 3 to 4 yard drag plays, way more than he should, and then he throws like 50-yard dots down the field. Lamar Jackson's extremely frustrating. I hope we get a new mobile quarterback. We'll talk about that with Team of the Week predictions coming towards the back half of this video. But yeah, Lamar threw a couple picks on like wide open drags where he just threw it over the receiver's head and the receiver never reacted. If I remember correctly, that was an issue with the beta where players were not reacting to the ball, and it seems like it's still carrying over a little bit. The fumble games absolutely screwed me, but I never really had a problem scoring this weekend. It was just certain games I just couldn't get the crucial stop, and I didn't really get blown out in any games. I think most of my losses were within 7 to 10 points, maybe 7 to 14. There were 2 scores at minimum, and it was probably because the game got out of hand at the last minute. So I felt like I was in every game that I won and lost. We blew out a bunch of people. I still feel confident, more so frustrated just about what happened. So that's my weekend league. I'm not going to scroll through, whoops, I pressed the wrong button there. I don't want to scroll through the entire leaderboard, but let's take a look at all the 25-0s. I like to do this. So you're going to have to really play well this year to get in the top 100 early on. So we got, this is Henry, pro player. Don't care about Ice as a pro player. I'm assuming this is Pavin. I can't say for sure. Don't know who this is. Young Kib, obviously a belt winner, a pro player. We don't care about racist people, so we're not gonna acknowledge him. And then this guy, don't know. So 7 people went 25-0. Lots of 24 winners. I'm curious. As of last night, there was like maybe 3 to 4 people with 19 wins in the top 100. I thought it would have, yeah, so 20 wins and only a few people. Only 7 people with 20 wins got in. So the room for error in the top 100 was absolutely crazy for the first week. And I fully expect it with weekend leagues being a qualifier for the pro tournaments, the club series. I definitely expect weekend league to be really sweaty and really competitive for you guys who are trying to get into the top 100. It's going to be really, really tough. So let's go ahead now and recap the week of content that we got. And I mean, this is a reoccurring theme, and it's pretty disappointing at this point. You know, we didn't get a lot of content towards the end of MUT 20, and everybody just assumed, and I did too, that I don't want to say they gave up on the game, but they were just working towards Madden 21. And I know I thought MUT 21, we're going to be getting a lot of content. And I still will say, I said this in a video last week, I still think up until last week, we got a lot of content. There was a lot of stuff. It was spaced out, but if you quantify it, there was a lot of stuff to do. I still think there is, but we're just missing, and I think it would make a lot of people happy if we had the daily content. We're all assuming it's going to be flashbacks, heavyweights, veterans. We don't even know if a promo like that is coming back, but basically Monday through Wednesday, we got nothing, and an extreme disappointment. Thursday, we got a big promo, and I think what happened Wednesday night, or whenever the promo was originally introduced, a lot of people were disappointed. The 88 overall cards, we're talking about the Ultimate Kickoff promo, weren't the greatest, right? They weren't these big names. We got a defensive tackle, a left tackle, a right end, and then a halfback, which the girly card is pretty good. But they weren't the sexy names, the sexy players that a lot of people wanted. But I think Ultimate Kickoff is a pretty solid promo. Unfortunately, there's no loophole or no coin-making method as far as manipulating the alternate currency, which is fumbles, and turning that into training or turning that into coins. We haven't found a way for that yet. The market just has not allowed it, unfortunately. But I still think the fact that we got a free 88 overall, and you could earn it on the first week if you split up your solos and your house rules. And house rules being in this promo was a big W. I played, I think I got like 17 wins through this house rules. I got my 10 that I needed, and then I played a little bit more. But I think the house rules is really, really good. It's not much of a sweat fest. It's quick games. They are pretty evened out. Like, you just each get a possession. There's no super cheesing going on. So I really enjoyed house rules. I think the majority of the people that I talked to within my Twitch streams this weekend liked it as well. I think it's cool that it's a 7-day event. The rewards are pretty solid. So all in all, I think Ultimate Kickoff up until this point is good. The Byron Jones is a really good card. The format of the promos pretty straightforward. It's not confusing. There's not random stupid collectibles that we need. All in all, good. And we got a part 2 coming. We're gonna have predictions for part 2, a video on it coming probably tomorrow, Wednesday at the very latest, and I'll talk about all the cards and players that I think we're gonna see from that and the format and all that stuff, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, the only other content we got was Legends on Saturday. Only 2 to talk about. I still think with Legends this year, the 91s or the limiteds that are +1 from the regular set Legend are just a waste. There's no point of having them because we already have the sets and then the power-ups. It's basically the same card. So that's kind of dumb. I don't know how they're going to address that. I hope they fix it. I'll say this. John Lynch, forgettable for me. Good hit power, good zone, of course. Just so many other strong safeties in the game. Just didn't seem like a card we needed. I would have rather them hang on to him and put his card out maybe later when we have 93, 94 overalls or even 92s. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But maybe make him a step better or a little bit more better than the strong safeties we have out in the game right now, and maybe address a different position. Tony Gonzalez, pretty solid card. I've had Jermichael Finley for a while up until this point. We picked up Tony G. I will say this, for the price, comparing the cost on both of them, just go with Finley. There's not that much separation between Tony G and Finley price-wise to justify spending on Tony G. I did it. I got the set for pretty cheap. I was able to get one of the cards, the 88, a lot cheaper than most people probably paid for it on a Saturday. So I'm happy that I got the card. I'll stick with him. He gets tight end apprentice, which gives him all the tight end routes. So he's a good card. I'd just say if you're going to take, Finley's probably still the better option if you're factoring in the price. And that was pretty much it for the content, unfortunately. So we can't talk about content without addressing the elephant in the room, and that is, where is the content? Before there's any confusion, I want you guys to listen to the words that I'm about to say. I, Popular Stranger, am upset, frustrated, disappointed of the lack of content that we are getting in MUT 21 Ultimate Team. A lot of people woke up today for some reason expecting us to get content when Kralo and EA specifically said weekly content's coming back next week, but it won't be until Tuesday. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter very upset that the Good Morning Madden stream happened this morning and there was no content that came out today. I'm not saying again that I'm okay with that. I am disappointed that it didn't happen, but I just didn't understand the frustration, or I guess the expectation from people when we were specifically told no content will be coming out on Monday and we don't get content, and then people are acting surprised. So that was a little weird to me. They did confirm that we're going to get Team of the Week tomorrow, which was expected. And I'm just hoping that's not their idea of the weekly content that we're looking for, because we want every day, man. Let's just keep it real. We want at least 5 out of the 7 days we want content. We're not getting that. So nothing today, Monday. I expect Team of the Week tomorrow being Tuesday. I'll be honest, I don't expect it. I'll be upset if it doesn't happen, but I still don't expect anything to happen Wednesday. Part 2 of Ultimate Kickoff should be Thursday. Probably won't get anything Friday, and then Legends Saturday, which will be extreme disappointment yet again because, okay, yes, we're getting 2 things on Tuesday and Thursday, and they're pretty close together, and then we get one Saturday, and it's every other day we're getting stuff, which is cool, but, we want other stuff. We're being greedy right now. At least right now, feed us what we want. It's early in the year. You got probably the majority of your player pool, active users on MUT, are going to be right now during this time frame. Give us what we want. Give us more cards. Let us build up our teams. We're itching for more content, and people are going to open packs if you put more content in the game, so I just don't get it. The one thing I will always get frustrated is when people says EA is lazy. I can tell you, I've been in the studio many times. They're not just sitting around not doing anything and saying, I don't feel like working today. Now, what is holding them back, I have no idea. I don't know if it's the working from home limitations. I really don't know. I don't want to make excuses, but it's not a matter of them being lazy. They just might not be as good or, what's the word I'm looking for? Efficient enough to get us this much content out as fast as we want it, but I don't think it's laziness, and I just want to kind of get that out of there as well. We know that the 50 promo is coming, and We don't know much detail about it other than it's probably going to be 50 players, but how long is it going to span out? How many per release? Is that something we could see on Fridays? Remember NFL 100 came out and that was like a Friday night promo. Could we be seeing that soon? The 50 sounds like it's going to be a big deal, so could it be limited cards? Historically, throughout Madden Ultimate Team, Thursdays have been days where we've had like signatures, and I can't remember the other promo that was on Thursdays, but we've always had like a big limited impacts Thursday type thing. I just hope that we see the 50 pretty soon. They kind of put an advertisement out for it when Season 1 of Madden 21 started, which was last week. That's how we got one of the updates. And then speaking of updates, like when are they going to fix 2 clock? Because I'm just getting frustrated. It feels like if you're trying to make a comeback in the fourth quarter, down 14, everything's against you because, you know, not only do you got to score twice and get one stop, but the clock is just zooming. 1 minute drives, 1 minute money drives are not truly 1 minute anymore, especially if you don't have a timeout. And I don't know the whole process of making a patch, doing a patch, whatever with a patch, and then putting into the game, getting it certified by Sony and Microsoft. Don't understand any of that. But man, we need that patch to get fixed. And for all my squad players out there, I sympathize with you guys. I'm sorry. I played Superstar KO this past weekend in the MUT Pro-Am, and we couldn't even run shotgun plays because if you do, the user switches from whoever's one of the wide receivers is all of a sudden the quarterback. So I get if that's your main game, the main source of playing, and you can't even play it. I'm sorry that's happening, you guys. I don't know. I mean, I can't fix it. I don't work for EA. A lot of people think I do, but I don't. But yeah, they really got to get that fixed. They really got to get shoe clock fixed. There's some other small bugs here and there, but I think gameplay wise, as a whole, I'm really enjoying the gameplay, and I just hope that they don't tune it up too much because it's going to make me very sad if they do. So I'll give you some really quick Team of the Week predictions. I don't have a full list. I'll be honest. I'm a little unprepared for Team of the Week. I didn't get my chance to do all the research I wanted, but I can tell you some of the names that probably going to be fan favorites, guys that, you know, people want cards. So I think we're going to get a quarterback, right? And it's going to either be Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. Both of those guys had absolutely fantastic games, put up a lot of numbers. Both of their teams won. I know some people thought maybe Matt Ryan, but I just think, you know, with the other guys playing so well, we're going to see either Russ or Aaron Rodgers. The weird thing with Team of the Week is how does it affect future content? We don't know what's coming in front of us. We don't know if one of these guys are scheduled to get a card from something else that's maybe down the road. So that can always impact it. But I would expect somebody, one of those two guys, to get it. Devontae Adams certainly deserves a card. I mean, he had a fantastic day. I would think that somebody, at least one or two people from the Washington football team's defensive line will get a Team of the Week, given that they had 7 total team sacks against my Eagles. Very embarrassing. I don't think it'll be Chase Young because he just got an upgrade. The rookie running back from the Chiefs had a monster game on opening night. I don't think he'll get a card because he just got an ultimate kickoff card, so I wouldn't expect some rookie premieres upgrading there. DeAndre Hopkins went absolutely ham for his opening game with the Cardinals, but there's a chance he's going to get an ultimate kickoff card. You got to tune into my video tomorrow for you guys to see my predictions, and spoiler alert, DeAndre Hopkins will probably be on that list. So you guys leave me down below your Team of the Week picks down below in the comment section. I didn't get to watch a ton of the games. I saw some highlights. I saw obviously my Eagles lose, and that's what I spent most of my NFL Sunday doing, that and playing Weekend League. So I didn't see all the performances. I heard a lot about him. Jair Alexander was another guy, and I wouldn't be mad if he gets a card because he's got a lot of speed, and he's pretty good at man coverage, and that's the defense I'm playing right now. That's the meta. So we'll end the video out by showing you my team. This is the segment I try to do at the end of every MUT recap video, but I tend to forget a lot, but not this time. I got you guys covered. Team of the Week, Team of the Week comes out tomorrow, but Weekend League rewards, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern time every Tuesday is usually when they come out. I get asked this question a million times every week, every year, so I'm going to point that out for the first time. It's probably going to come out tomorrow. Also, you might notice that you're saying you're not qualified. Don't freak out. Usually Tuesday at 2 o'clock, when the rewards come out, this will change for you to automatically be qualified. I don't know what the win threshold or number was to be automatically qualified. I'm guessing it's either like 8 or 10 games. That's how it was in past years. So if you didn't win that many, you'll probably have to qualify, but don't freak out if you see that screen. So here is my team. Coin count a little low right now, but I'm working on a bunch of team diamonds. So we'll definitely have Barry before Weekend League starts this coming week. And I'm going to go with the two running back set with Bo and Barry. We'll get rid of Work Done. We also did have, you can barely see his picture because of my face cam, we did have the limited Brandon Cooks on the team, 92 overall, powered up and chemmed up. I got him on the auction house right now. He's selling for slightly under 2 million coins on this Monday afternoon. I bought him for a 1.33 or 1.36, I can't remember. So when I saw that price, I'm like, I gotta take the coins here, right? He's really good. I'm curious to see how does this 89 chemmed up without the 90 overall play versus the powered up one with the 90 overall. If there's much of a difference, it can't be a 2 million coin difference. At least that's what I'm thinking. So that's why I put him on the auction house. We'll actually make like 300 to 400K even after taxes with that flip. So pretty good deal there. Julio is a monster. We put him in the slot because he's got route technician, but he also gets slot apprentice, and I run a lot of bunch and trips tight end. And even in trips tight end, if he's the middle receiver, and bunch he's the outside receiver on the bunch side, he still gets those slot apprentice routes, so that makes it even more glitchy. But there is the offense. Digging the offense. I'm putting up a lot of points. I mean, I love my defense too. Defense is solid. 4 really good strong safeties always on the field at the same time. We're working on Sam Mills. We got to get Sam Mills up there because I need a really good coverage linebacker. Bobby Bell is okay, but I don't think he does what I need him to do. And obviously Sam Mills will be a better option there once we get him upgraded, into the 90s hopefully soon. My front four just doesn't get pressure. We put Elmas Doomerville as one of our pass rushers, and primarily it's Doomerville, Fletcher Cox, and Robert Porche. I took abilities off Doomerville last night because even with edge threat and under pressure, I'm just not getting many sacks every game, and it's frustrating. So we're going to try what I've been hearing is kind of glitchy and putting Acrobat on like all of our DBs. Dre Bly, Rod Woodson, Troy Vincent, Samuel, Steve Atwater, Minka, Honey Badger, like all of them, to see if we can get more pick animations. Also, Rod Woodson, who's not pictured, now you can see him, has been getting smoked and burnt a lot. Now, his man coverage is better than Byron Jones, but I might go get Byron Jones and replace Rod Woodson with Byron Jones. You guys let me know. Should I make that move or not? But that's my team. I fully expect to be a 90 overall by the time we do this next week, by the time that we play Weekend League next week, get Barry, get some other upgrades. Hopefully this Ultimate Kickoff promo Part 2 has some other cards and items we can pick up to improve the squad. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.